Hi, I'm Dr. Martha Callahan from Five Stones Wellness. I'm going to talk today about supplements, and one of the most common questions that I get from my patients, and I imagine you're wondering too, is about the quality. How do we know when we pick up supplements if they're good, if they're safe, if they have what they say they have in them? And how do we know that they don't have all kinds of junk in them that we don't need or want? Quality is a hugely important subject when it comes to talking about supplements. A lot of people wonder about the FDA process and regulation of the supplement industry. Supplements are not regulated by the FDA the way drugs are. The FDA looks at supplements as they look at food. So the quality and the regulations are akin to what happens with the food industry instead of the drug industry. That being said, good supplement companies will follow what's called good manufacturing practices, GMP, and you definitely want to purchase supplements from a company that uses good manufacturing processes, because that will ensure that they're quality tested. So when a company follows the GMP policies, they're going to make sure that the supplements are not contaminated with things like heavy metals or bacteria, and that they actually contain in them what they say they contain. You don't want a lot of other stuff in there too, plastics and junk like that. But I think one of the most important things is to make sure that they're not contaminated. And one of the most common sources of contamination is heavy metals. And why don't we want heavy metals in our supplements? We don't want extra heavy metals in our bodies because they're poisonous to us. And over time, if your levels of metals like lead or mercury build up, it can be damaging to the body. It can damage the brain, it can damage the energy centers of the body, and we just don't need it, right? So the companies that follow the good manufacturing practices, they can be found. You can learn which companies do, which companies don't. There are lots and lots of manufacturers of supplements out there. So for me, in my practice, I have a handful that I have come to know. I've researched their quality policies. We use ones that do follow the GMP, and I trust them and I'm comfortable using them. A lot of the companies will sell to practitioners only and not allow you to resell them on places like Amazon. Companies like Orthomolecular or Metagenics, they fall into that category. We use what we call medical grade supplements in our practice. Another company that I like and has really good quality is Pure Encapsulations, and that's pretty readily available in particularly like health food stores or pharmacies. Nordic Natural has a really good reputation and does sell very good quality products. One of the resources that I like to share with my patients is something called consumerlabs.com, and that is a subscription-based service that will allow you to look at a category of a supplement like omega-3s. And they will have researched a number of different companies' versions of that and tell you what their research found. Did it have the ingredient it said it did? Was it free of contaminants? What's the expiration date? All those quality factors, they go ahead and do the research for you. I always tell people that if their brand that they're using is not on that list, it doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it wasn't researched by this company. But it's a terrific resource to use, and they keep current. So when I talk about the medical grade quality supplements that we use and that are sold particularly to healthcare practitioners, some people object to that and they want to take that name and find it online and try to buy it at a cheaper price. Many of these companies specifically prohibit reselling those items on places like Amazon. So if you find them online, I'm always suspect as to where they've been. What conditions have they been held in? Have they been exposed to heat or light? It's just not trustworthy. Heat or light can damage the supplements. Just like when you get a prescription from the drugstore, your medicine bottle often will say, keep out of the light, keep out of the heat. You don't want excess humidity. All those things will damage these products. They're manufactured under very tight environmental conditions, and it's important that they stay sealed in their bottles, dry, not excessively hot. So now that we've talked about quality, let's talk about whether or not we really need to take supplements. And that we'll talk about in the next video.